All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. All right. Today we're talking about, and happy Sabbath for one. All right. Happy Sabbath. Right. Ashar Shabbat. Right. We're going to start off with a few new moon precepts. Right.
Like Sabbath precepts.
Salakia. All right. Sabbath precepts. Let's get it in. Exodus chapter 20 and verse number 8.
This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse number 8.
Right.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
All right. Read.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
All right. The Lord gave us an example to follow after him. After all, we're made up in his image. So he rested on the Sabbath day, not because he's tired or weary or anything, but that's just how the things go, man. All right. So we follow after the Lord's example and we do what the Lord tells us to do. Right. Plain and simple. Easy. Right. Whoever got the next precept.
Okay. It's the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse number 31.
Okay.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell,
right,
that we will not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
We will not what?
We will not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
So no buying, all right, and selling on the Sabbath, man. Not getting your merchant on, right, and not selling on the Sabbath day, trading, bartering, or any of those things on the Lord's holy Sabbath, man. All right. Anybody got anything to say?
Man. All right. Like the brother was talking about, how to keep the Sabbath day holy, right? We must do this. This is commanded of us, man. Especially when it's being brought out in the law, right? As we know, we got to keep the law, right? To show our faith, to show our how much we believe in the Most High, right? Real quick, let's get Sirach, right? Chapter 32 and verse number 24.
This is Sirach chapter 32 and verse number 24. He that believeth on the Lord taketh heed to the commandment.
See, he that believeth on the Lord is going to take heed to the commandments, right? When you begin to start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, that's when the Most High God gives you a certain type of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you need to get through this captivity, right? Like the Most High God said, this captivity is long, right? So with this captivity being long, we should be increasing with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what the law, because that's what holds us together as a nation, right? We don't.
He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment, and he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse.
And when you trust in him, you fare never the worse, man, right? Because you will understand that the Most High God is your shield, your protector, right? As David said, and your shine, he's your light, man, and he's your shield, right? When you put your trust in the Most High God, man, he is there to protect you, right? That's it. How you?
I got a precept.
You
grab Mark chapter 2 and verse 27. Because a lot of times, when it comes to the Sabbath day, a lot of times, a lot of people be like, I don't want to keep it,
Right.
That's a religious day, all this and that. But it tells you right here in this specific precept that, hey, man, the Sabbath day was made for you. You're not supposed to take this day as, just another day. Like I said, the brother read in Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. That's supposed to be a holy day unto the Most High. This day is made for the Most High. It ain't made for you. You're not supposed to look at it as like a regular day. He gave you 6 days to do what you got to do. But he said this 7 days, set that aside for me, just like you do wicked holidays, man.
All right.
Just like you doing different things, man. If a day is important to you, hey, man, just how y'all doing y'all worldly holidays, man. Y'all feel like that day is unto y'all, man. That's how the Most High look at the Sabbath, man. Read that precept up.
Mark chapter 2 and
what?
what?
The book of Mark chapter 2 and verse number 27. And he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man.
He said to them, the Sabbath was made for man. So the Sabbath day was made for you to keep it. It wasn't made for you not to keep it, man. Like I said, you got to look at it like it's one of your holidays, man. Y'all be wanting people to go crazy on those days, man. Spend a crazy amount of monies, birthday cakes, man. Like I said at the time, man. Hey, Eve kind of want the boyfriend to spend everyone dinner on that day, man.
Right.
Sabbath day was made for you to keep it unto the Most High. It was a special day unto the Most High because the Most High kept it in Genesis 2:1. He kept it. You get that account real quick, buddy? Hey, man. This is a day unto the Most High, man.
Right.
Hey, we gotta say it, man. We keep the Sabbath day up here, man.
Right.
We gotta keep it, man.
Right. Because it's our custom.
Because it's the custom.
Right. This is our culture. This is our heritage. Right. And people often forget, like, the Lord gave you a mandatory day off. Jake and Eve want Saturday off. They want it off for the wrong reasons, though.
Right.
They don't want to study to show themselves approved and go according to the Most High God and His laws. And it's not boring. The truth is not boring. We got all the feast days and the mandatory off days, right, that the Lord tells us to keep. Right, but bring that up.
This is Genesis chapter 2 and verse number 1.
Okay.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
So it said, hey, book of Genesis, man, when the Most High was creating the earth and the heavens, man, it said that on the seventh day he rested. So the Most High God rested on the seventh day, man. So are you really that prideful, think you're above the Most High God? He could rest. Hey, he took this day as a rest day unto himself. Most High God above everybody. Everybody say all the time, man, all praises to God, man. I believe in God. I do this and that. But then you think you over God. Hey, not keeping his Sabbath day, man. He tells you in Exodus 20, man. Keep my Sabbath day holy, man. This is a holy day, man. Just keep this day holy. That's all he asks of you, man. Now people make it barefoot. They get like, hey, man, I got to make the money. I got to do this and that. I got bills to pay, man. Like he said, you got 6 days to do what you got to do, man. 6 days to do what you got to do. You got 6 days to be able to clean, do this and everything. But this 7th day, man, just leave it. Hey, rest, man. Rest.
God.
Chill out. Rest.
God.
Hop into this book, get a little bit of reading, man. A lot of people don't want to do that, man.
Right.
They don't want to do that.
And you can't bring your outside troubles, right, into the Sabbath, right? Let's get Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse number 21. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse number 21. All the stress that you go through throughout that 6 days, you don't bring that into the Sabbath. The Lord said kind of keep that on the outside of the door, right? Leave everything on the outside of the door before you come in. That's how the Lord was moving. Whoever got that, bring it up.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 21.
Right?
It's verse 21, right?
Come.
Thus saith the Lord, take heed to yourself, and bear no burden on the Sabbath day, nor bring it in the gates of Jerusalem.
Nor what?
Nor bring it into the gates of Jerusalem.
Okay, so that means, what does that mean? That means don't bring it amongst the people that's doing the Sabbath day with you, right? Don't bring it amongst Jerusalem, right? Keep reading.
Neither carry forth a burden out of your house on the Sabbath day, neither do you any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day as I commanded your fathers.
So it still applies. You got people now saying that we don't have to keep the Sabbath because we're in the land of our captivity, right? Not true, right? It was commanded throughout all your generations to keep the Lord's Sabbath day, right? To keep it holy and not to bear any burdens upon it. Keep going.
But they obeyed not.
But they what?
But they obeyed not.
One more time.
But they obeyed not.
Our people were disobedient, man, and stiff-necked and hard-headed, rebellious. So they didn't obey the Most High God, and they profaned the Lord's Sabbath day, which we're not supposed to do. Read.
But made their neck stiff.
But what?
But made their neck stiff.
The Lord knows his people. He knows that we're hard-headed, we're stiff-necked, and rebellious, man. We know that about ourselves, right? Scripture says, know ye not thine own self. We know our own selves, right? But we try our best to correct those hard-headed and stiff-necked ways so that we can please the Lord. Because our ultimate goal is to have a ticket to the kingdom, the golden ticket, man. Right? Keep reading.
that they may not hear nor receive instruction. And it shall come to pass, if ye diligently hearken unto me, saith the Lord, to bring in no burdens through the gates of the city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day, to do no works therein. Then shall there enter into the gates of the city kings and princes set upon the throne of David, riding in chariots and on horses, they and their princes, the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and the city shall remain forever.
So the Lord promised us an eternal kingdom, and this is just the least of the law, right? It's major, but it's the least of the law. If we keep the commandments, then we'll have a kingdom that'll endure forever, man. We'll have kings and princes set up in high places, right? That's those blessings that I talked about up in Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1 through 14, right? So, anybody else?
No, I just want to let me back on what brothers was saying. Treating that Sabbath day it's almost like as well a restart, man. It's a refresh of the week. You go through Esau's work system, plantations. You go through almost hell and hot water through the whole week. That Sabbath is for you to restart. Give you that. It's actually a blessing that Esau work week is Monday through Friday. Because you got a day off to really dive into these scriptures, build with brothers. And if you brothers going out to teach on these highways and these hedges, it's a restart, man. Into keeping this thing holy, even a part of what you have to eat. So give me a book of Exodus 35 and verse 2. Because even what we need to eat and everything, man, you need to clean your system, flush it out.
Right.
Because every time we wake up, we're around nothing but negativity, around nothing but hate. We're around nothing but devilish ways. Because we know the wicked own the earth, man, right now. So you need that restart. You need that reboot to get you through the next week. Bring it out when you got it, King. Baba Kashar.
This is Exodus chapter 35 and verse number 2. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death.
Keep going.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
That's a day to not have no fire, no fried food, no different things. Get your fruits up. Get your vegetables in.
Right.
Teaching you again to be able to eat off stuff that naturally goes for you and good for the body. It's trying to teach you to get some better habits, man. That's why what Brother brung out in Mark 2 and 27, that the Sabbath is made for the man, not man for Sabbath. It's for you to restart. It's for you to get that refresh, that reboot to go through the next week. You to maybe block out all the stuff you done went through. Because we don't have to, it's not our rest. It's not our rest. But the Most High threw us a oop. Every week. He threw us an alley-oop every week to find the time to maybe get some rest. Build with brothers, build with sisters. Get into the scriptures. I yield, man, on that, King.
It's Salakia, right? The Sabbath day was made to be a holy convocation, right? What is a holy convocation? Right? It's a gathering between Israelites, man. Right? If you're not gathering upon the Sabbath day, you trying to just stay in the house. Are you trying to, I'm anti-social? Right? That's going off, man. Right? You're supposed to gather with your people, man.
Right.
Right? That's a duty of ours. Right? Let's get Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse number 1. At the classic. All right. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse number 1. Because we can't be no individualites, man. All right. Woe unto him that is alone. All right. You gotta come around on the Sabbath, man. Right? It don't matter if it's you got one brother that you you trying to build with, right? A multitude of sisters, right? You still got to come around, right? Throughout this walk in the truth, you got to make sure that you do your job, right? No matter what, right? This word is always going to try to pull you back in. Your job might be like, hey, let's call in this person. Let's call him in and tell him, hey, you got to come to work, right? You can't do that, man, right? You kind of got to denounce your job to keep the Sabbath day of the Lord, right? And then a friend might be like, hey, man, I don't feel like going out today, man. I'm and faking like they under the weather, man. No, man. You was just good yesterday, right? So you might as well come out and celebrate the Sabbath day unto the Lord, Salaki, right? You gotta celebrate the Sabbath day with a joyful and gladness of a heart, right? Bring that out.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, and verse number 1. Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
We got to gather ourselves together, right? Aren't we supposed to learn from these scriptures? These scriptures was written for an example. So we got to apply these things to our life, man. Right? So it says what?
Gather yourselves together.
Read on.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
We have to gather together because we're a nation that's not desired in this place, man. Right? The nation of Israel is not desired in anywhere of the parts of this earth, man. Right? Because the wicked bear the rule right now. Right? They don't want to see the Israelites on top. They don't want to see the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians on top, man. Right? They want to keep us at a lower state. Right? So they're going to try to continue to try to feed you certain things into your mind and even into your food to try to keep you inside. Right? Keep you like a bat, always staying in the dark.
Right.
Right? But aren't we the children of the light and not the children of the darkness?
Right.
So we got to live like such. We got to act like such, man. And right, that begins with, one of the easiest things is which keeping the Sabbath and keeping it as a holy convocation, like the scriptures say. All right, I yield.
God, let me back on what Ark was saying, because like he said, it says, wasn't it? But it's like, y'all, can you read that precept once again?
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Right.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So it says, gather yourself together, O nation not desired, man. We obviously know that, hey, a lot of times, a lot of your people really not going to really mess with you when you walk this life, man. When you walk this way, a lot of people going to turn, they backs on you, man. This dude kind of going off. He into the Bible now. He doing this and that. He not like he is. So I just want to get two quick precepts. Can you grab Proverbs 17 and 17. I can remember to grab Sirach chapter 6 and verse 14. We're going to read 16. Because like I said, hey man, gathering with your brothers and sisters, especially on a Sabbath day or any feast day of that, is huge, because these are the persons that walk the same life that you're striving to walk for, man. These the same brothers and sisters that are, trying to strive to the kingdom of the devil, just like you, man.
Right.
They gonna help you in your everyday walk, not your worldly friends, man, not your worldly family. Man, they not gonna understand you, man. You a new person when you come into this truth. So bring out that Proverbs first, man.
This Proverbs chapter 17 and verse number 17. A friend loveth at all times.
A friend loveth at all times, man. Hey, a friend gonna love you, man, back when you was in the world, man. When you was doing all types of wickedness, man. You was hitting the dolly, man. When you was going crazy, man. When you was feeding poison to your people, man.
Right.
When you was finding pork chops and all that, man. You probably was the best, Secret Santa on Christmas, man. They love stuff like that, man. You feel me, man? They love stuff like that.
Right.
Read on, huh?
A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity.
And a brother is born for adversity, man. Your brothers that's moving the spirit as you, man, that you gathering with on a Sabbath day, on these feast days, man. They're gonna be there doing you for adversity, man. They're gonna be the ones that's gonna help you endure all trials and tribulations that's thrown your way, man. They're gonna be the one that you can call, man, be like, I'm going through this, and they're gonna build you up, exhortate you in the spirit with the precepts, man. Because it's a difference between worldly exhortation and scripture exhortation, man. Spiritual exhortation, man. Because you can, a person that's not in the truth can give you some exhortation. It'd be some weird stuff though, man.
Right.
It's absolute wicked stuff, man. Hey man, just get back in the streets, man. Do what you gotta do. That's when you was happy the most. That's when you was the most happiest, man.
See that? They'll be like, pop that perk, brother.
Pop the perk, man.
It'll make you fly, brother.
Right.
No, the Lord not dealing with that.
Not dealing with that, man. Most High ain't dealing with that. That's what a brother's there for, man. He gonna tell you, hey man, don't pop the perk, man.
Right.
You pop the perk, you gonna turn to a perk, man. That's how it is, man. You feel me? A brother gonna tell you that worldly spiritual exhortation, man. So a brother's gonna be there doing adversary. Y'all can bring out that Sirach. 6 and 14.
God. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse number 14. A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that have found such and one have found a treasure.
So a faithful friend is a strong defense, man. Like I was saying, man, your friend and your brother is gonna be there no matter what. Through the thick or thin, man. He's born for adversity, man. He's gonna be there no matter what. He's a strong defense, man. He's gonna help you fight. against the demons of Esau, man, against Esau's kingdom, man. He gonna help you fight through these things, man. This is what's gonna happen when you have a strong brother, a strong faith. That's key when you got yourself together. Like brothers, like the brother Daniela was saying, man. You can't expect to find that friend, man, in the crib, man. You can't expect to find that, man. There's only so much you get through social media and all that, man. Clubhouse and that, man. You eventually got to go out there, man. Take that next step. Actually build with brothers and sisters. Prove their spirit, man. Try their spirit to see if they that friend or if they that brother, man. Read on up.
Verse number 15. Nothing doth contravail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable.
His excellency is invaluable, man. So having this friendship with this brother is invaluable, man.
It's worth more than money, man.
It's more than money, man. It has this is huge, man. Like I said, having that friend, having that back burner, a brother or sister you call, when you going through situations, man. You never know. You might be down this moment. Brother might lend you this and that. Might let you stay at the crib for a few days, few weeks, man. These are things that you have when you prove that brother, man. And you ultimately, build a brother in the spirit. We'll finish on 16. Now, you.
Gone. Verse number 16. A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life, man. Hey, man, that's that's mighty right there, man. He's the medicine of life, man. That's the medicine, man. Having a faithful friend, man.
Right.
Like I said, something you could fall back on, brother. You could call at any moment, man. That's the medicine of life, man. Now, because we all know, like I said, we all like, what? All the drugs, man. They start to say that's medicine, man. You got the perk 50s, man. You got what? Popping ecstasies and stuff like that, man. That's the medicine you need. Nah, man. A faithful friend is that's the medicine of life, man.
Right.
And it says
Reaver. Oh, you go ahead.
Yes,
I was gonna say read verse 17 as well.
Let's finish this then. 17. And they that fear the Lord shall find him. If you fear the Most High God, man, you gotta find that friend, man. And it's only gonna happen when going out there and gathering yourselves together, man. It's only gonna happen congregating with brothers and sisters, man. Put the doctrinal difference to the side and actually build that friendship, man.
Right.
So you can actually have that medicine of life, man. Fall back on something. Read verse 17.
Verse 17. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also.
So it says, whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friend aright. When you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and you follow the wisdom and the counsels of the scriptures, then you're able to guide your friends on the way that they're able to go. You become a counselor yourself, right? You become a teacher yourself because wisdom done fell on you, man. Right? You're not gonna be you'll find yourself to be a hypocrite in the Lord's eyes if you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, but you're trying to give advice. That advice will not be sound. Right? Read that again.
Verse 17. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright.
Right.
For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also.
So just like you would fight through them temptations and those tribulations, man, those adversities, your friend will have that endurance as well, man. Right? Grab one. Sirach chapter 13 and verse number 1. Right? This is why I say that. Right? That's actually a precept for this. So this needs to be precepted with Sirach 13 and 1 need to be precepted with Sirach chapter 6 and verse number 17.
It's the book of Sirach chapter 13 and verse number 1.
Right.
He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith.
Yeah.
And he that have fellowship with the proud man shall be like unto him.
So what is that showing you? You are who you hang around, man. Right. If you got bad company around, then you're gonna have some bad mojo on you, man. Right? You're gonna trip more, right? You're gonna fall off more, right? But if you have a faithful friend, right, which is a medicine of life according to the scriptures, then you will forever be healthy up in this truth, man. Right? You'll get your Popeye on up in the truth, man.
No, come on, man. Just to even let me back on that, because but the Most High so cold, he shows you the balance. Because when we're talking about that faithful friend, they got to be taking the same steps and walk as you. They got to be keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You can't bring a family member and call them a faithful friend if you're not living the same life. It doesn't work. We'll just even touching on that. Give me Matthew 10 and 36, and then we can stay even in Sirach 13 and verse number 4. Because you got to understand, all skin folks ain't kin folks, and that comes sometimes with family. Just because I say a thing like this, man. When you come into this truth, your family members just share blood with you. They're not family no more. Like they just share, y'all just share the same blood. But if they're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments, they're not family. And that's what Christ even did. And that's what Christ even said. So it's a tough pill to swallow, but it is what it is.
Right.
You know, bring that out when you got it.
This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse number 36. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
And this is Christ speaking. He let you know your first foe is going to come from your own household. It's going to come from your own household. So again, people that you may grew up with for many years, turn out that they might not be family. They just might be related.
So like, yeah, what's the worldly proverb? It be your own people.
It be your own people.
Be your own people, man.
And that's from the world to now.
Right.
You know, and go to Sirach 13 and 4, because this is what they do as well. Because it's great for our people when it's beneficial for them. But when you try to get them to continue to grow when it comes to the law, statutes, and commandments, to keeping the feast days, keeping the Sabbath, then they're not there for you. But if you tell them that you Israel, man, you're the chosen among everybody, it's all good until things get required, then they turn their back on you. Bring that out, King, real quick.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse number 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee.
Go ahead.
But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
It's always only for their own gain. It's only for their own gain. If it's the profit and the profit is if you're going to allow them to continue to live the way that they're comfortable in. But now if I challenge you now to grow, I challenge you to step out your comfort zone, I challenge you to grow into something that's bigger than all of us, now it's nothing for you. Oh, now you tripping, bro. Oh, now you tweaking. I can't do that, man.
Right.
But if it's something for you to gain, you all in. But when we challenge you to continue to grow, and then that's what they're saying with that friend. That's where just touching and let me back in on that point when it comes to a friend. You have to know the difference between a friend and a foe.
Right.
It's a thin line, you know what I'm saying? Because just because somebody around you when everything is good, that don't make them a friend.
Right.
That doesn't make them a friend. Keep going, and then I got one more after this, and I'll yield.
Time. Verse number 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear, and will not be sorry for it.
Rape you dry. Hey, man.
Right.
Wait till you look like a dried up prune, then I'm gone. And that's also too in that time of affliction, he gone.
You see that?
When everything is going well, everything good, oh man, you can sponsor you. So when I'm out with you now, if I was out with you going to the clubs, we buying bottles, we getting sexy, doing all, it's good, I'm with you. Now I'm that same guy trying to lead you to somewhere else. Keep these laws, statutes, commandments, keep this Sabbath. Oh no, brother. Yeah. Or I done lost my ways of being able to sponsor some of those things. He ain't even answering the phone for you. They ain't even hitting you up. If I couldn't sponsor those things that I once did. So again, man, that's why you have to understand, prove a friend.
Right.
Because that's why when you get one and they fear the Most High God, they know how to treat. That's where that brotherly love come in, that sisterly love come in. That's when they can be able to show you these different things, show you these different accounts that they care for you without any type of monetary value. That's why you have to prove them for when you give one. That's why it's the tree of. That's why that's what it says. That's of life, because they hard to get. They hard to get. They hard to come by, and we knew that from even in the world. So now, even in the truth, you have to be even more 10 times diligent down because, man, ain't nothing great like it. My last one too. Give me the book of John. Chapter 15 and verse, let's start at verse number 12 and 13.
This is John chapter 15 and verse number 12. And the younger of them So like, and the younger of them said to his father, 15 verse. So like that's it was in Luke.
Yeah, John 15 to 12. Okay.
It's the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 12.
Pick it up.
This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I love you.
Again, that's why you got to prove. Because think about it. And that's Christ speaking, Yahweh Shai speaking. I command you to, as I love you, love one another as I love you. So that means we're going to stick through thick and thin together. We're going to go through ups and downs. Because I always say, man, 90% of us that's in keeping the law, statutes, commandments didn't grow up doing that. And what if Christ gave up on us? He showed us what brotherly love looks like. He showed us what that looks like.
Right.
He ain't provide money all the time. He had to do no monetary value. And I feel like these even scriptures goes into why you even gather together on the Sabbath and do different things. Because we have to be one. We have to love each other. We have to be with each other, man, and show each other that brotherly love. Because Christ is our greatest example of what that could continue to look like, what that looks like. Keep going, King.
Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend.
If Christ said it, then man, why we question it? But that's why you have a proven friend. You don't lay your life down for anybody. You don't lay your life on the line for anybody. But for brothers, that sisters that's keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, and being as diligent and moving how they supposed to, ain't nothing greater than that. And if Christ said it, then what are we trying to question it for? Like, ain't nothing greater than that, man.
Right.
So that's one of the questions I always say is what you willing to die for? Yeah, we used to run streets and do wickedness and trying to die for a block name or a street name or a gang that they created that came out of the Bible. They created reading the Bible. Why not put it on the line for your brothers what Christ commanded you to do?
Like, yeah, they're not gonna really understand that a lot of the like gangs' moral and ethical laws actually stem from scripture.
Yeah, their mantras, their literature come from scriptures.
Everything scriptures.
Like they're the people who they look up to read scriptures and they took pieces of it and formed the gangs with it, man.
God.
And if you think me lying, just start looking it up and look into your literature. Read it yourself and read the Bible.
In Slovakia, they also model almost every single movie based off the Bible. Every movie. So if you love to watch movies, you love to go to the cinemas, the theaters, man, when the movie first come out, hey man, you're gonna find that those same scenes are in the scriptures, man. Right. I had a quick precept, right? Because how brothers been bringing out the scriptures mighty, right? They've been showing a balance between that just friend and that unrighteous, right, so-called friend. That family of friend in the world, that you thought was your friend might tear you down when you come into the truth, might start to talk about you, right? Might go against you, might deliver you up to the so-called white man, to your oppressor, man, right? When times get hard, right? But when times get hard, a real friend sticks by you, like Paul was bringing out, right? So let's get Acts chapter 14 and verse number 22, because this is one of the things that, that just friend or that brother, right? That righteous friend would do, right? These are one of the things. I should bring that out when you got it.
This is the book of Acts chapter 14 and verse number 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
See, that's what a true friend would do. He'll exhort you, right, to stay in the faith. Exhort you to keep the commandments of the Lord. But an unjust friend in the world, what they gonna say? Oh, you stop eating pork. We got some pork chops on the grill right now. Oh, you stop smoking. Hey, let me hand you this blunt. I just rolled one up now. Right? They'll try to bring you back into the world, right? But that just friend, right, like we've been talking about, hey, he's gonna exhort you to continue in the faith. Read on.
And that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God.
And he's going to also remind you how through much tribulation we enter into the kingdom. You got to go through certain things, right? The Most High God never said that this was going to be easy, man, right? He said that you will have to go through certain things. You will have to go through trials and tribulations, adversities, calamities, elements of the body, right? You will have to go through these certain things to enter into the kingdom, because what is he doing? He's preparing your mind for rulership, right? He is preparing your mind for rulership. And when your mind is up to that rulership standpoint, and that's when everything will crash down. So that's how we got to get right as a nation. And that goes right into the title, right? Glory and tribulation. Right? We got a glory and tribulation. Right? We got to go through it. Right? You got to get your Sirach chapter 2 on, man. Right? Be cheerful. Kind of laugh at it. Right? Yesterday, right? Brother, we was going through it, huh? Right? All types of calamities and adversities being thrown our way, troubles of life thrown our way. And what can we do? Just laugh about it, man.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we know, through that, we know that the Lord is still dealing with us. He putting us through these certain things because he believes that we can make it out alive.
Right.
He always gives us a way to escape. I believe that's what 1 Corinthians, 13 and 10. Where certain, temptations will come upon you, the Most High God will give you a way to escape.
10 and 13. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13.
Come on, let's grab that real quick.
I believe.
All right. Let's grab that real quick. It's them things that we need, man. We need that way to escape. Right? You feel like in this truth, oh man, I just can't catch a break. And that's because the Most High God trying to build you up in a glorified way, man. Trying to exalt your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? Trying to exalt your mind to be on a rulership standpoint. Right? Trying to do all these things for you. But you got to go by the process. Right? Like what Paul was bringing out at camp yesterday. All right? Bring it out.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse number 13. There have no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man.
Right? So all these temptations that's going on, man, is common to man. It's happened before. Right? It could be happening to the brother that's sitting right next to you from your left to right. Right? It could be happening to your brother in a whole nother state. Or it most likely 10 out of 10 times it already happened in the Bible already.
Right.
I read on.
But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above ye are able.
See, the Most High God is not going to allow something to tempt you where he thinks that you're not going to be able to get over it, right? He knows that you could get over it, right? And that goes with a difference of mindset. We always think, man, I can't get through it, right? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, man. How am I going to get out of it? But the Lord already is right. Right? So there's always a way to escape,
But will, with the temptation, also make a way to escape.
That same temptation has a way to escape, right? And that's what we got to remember. Because if you continue to remember that, you'll glory in your tribulation. You'll know, hey, this just came upon me. Oh, yeah, it's over with. I already got the cheat code. Oh, yeah, I'm finna get into it, man. Right? I'm finna go ahead and beat this level, man. I'm finna level up. Everybody in this truth should be leveling up each and every year.
Right.
Right? You reading better. You teaching better. Right? You know the law a bit more. You breaking down prophecies now. Right? You getting into the camera work. You holding posts with swords in your hand with an axe, man, with a staff. Right? You increasing in righteousness.
Right.
Because we got to increase in righteousness because unrighteousness is increasing each and every day. Right? So this is the things that we got to remember to glory in tribulation. I yield.
There's a point that I wanted to touch on real quick, right? I believe it was IR who brought out John chapter 15 and verse number 13, where Christ said, greater love have no man than one that is willing to lay down his life for his friends. Right? Let's get the book of Sirach chapter 29 and verse number 15. All right. And this is a precept for it. And somebody else give me the book of Luke chapter 6 and verse number 22. Because you got to have those strong friends in the days of calamity. We're in the days where all hell getting ready to break loose. Right? World War III is on the horizon. Right? Civil wars. There's civil unrest throughout the cities. Right? I just heard that I think it was the Gucci store or the Ferragamo store or something downtown just got looted.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Right? You got the sister that Sonia Massey that got shot in her face 3 times, man. All right? The Lord is giving us constant signs about the civil unrest. right? That's gonna really usher him in, right? To come and take the kingdom, to destroy the society that we live in, right? And we want to live through it, and we want to see it. So you got to surround yourself by righteous brothers and righteous sisters, right? Because he that toucheth pitch becomes defiled therewith, right? But bring that out when you got it. Sirach chapter 29 and verse number 15.
God. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 29 and verse number 15. Forget not the friendship of thy surety, for he hath given us life for thee.
He has given his life for thee, right? That's what a good friend would do. But keep reading.
A sinner.
A what?
A sinner.
One more time.
A sinner.
Read.
Will overthrow the good estate of his surety.
Look, a sinner is gonna make it all crash down though. You think a sinner is gonna give his life for you? To someone who don't care about the Most High God? Look, if you don't care about the Lord, then where's your moral values, right? Where does your moral values come from? It comes straight from the world. So now you got any and everybody around you, man. Right? You consider any and everybody your friend. You got to be careful on who you consider your friends. What did Christ say, man? Right? His mother and his brother came looking for him. And he said, who is my mother and my brother? He reached out his hands to his people. He said, those that keep the laws of the Lord, right? Roughly paraphrasing, those are my mother and those are my brothers, right? Those are my family. You got to have that same mentality when even choosing a friend.
So like you, right? If you choose the wrong friends, right? And when that famine hit, right? You gonna know your true family and friends, right? Because them friends and family in the world, they'll give you up for a grain of rice, right? A whole grain of rice and a piece of what's that called? Spam or is that like that's that pork? Now it look like bologna. Right. They'll give you that. They'll give you up for those small things, man. Not considering who you are in the spirit of the Lord.
Come, bring out that Luke chapter 6 and verse number 22, because this is the blessing. Like once you're deeply submerged into this truth, you'll realize that your friends, a lot of your friends from the world, are not really your real friends. Not to say that all of them aren't your real friends, but a lot of them are just phony. You know, they want to go according to their own life, you know, according to their own ways. They don't want to consider the Lord in everything, man. But you can see certain of your other friends, they slowly growing, man. Right? What the rapper Montana 300 say? He said the same day that you plant the seed ain't the same day that you eat the fruit. You know? Mm-hmm. So you got to kind of take it slow with some of your friends when it comes to this truth. Right, that water is not gonna sprout that plant overnight, that tree overnight. You gotta be patient with it.
No, Salaki, just before we bring out the other precept, no, that's the point where basically what Christ saying how he had with us.
Right.
We didn't hear the word the first time and everybody just transformed that night over.
Right.
We took steps.
Right.
He continued to water our seed and grow our seed over time. We put little things here by little away. Little things we was doing in the world that we found out, dang, this wicked too, dang, that's wrong. We put that away. We put this away. We put that away. So yeah, you just plant the seed. And you let the Most High do his job, which he's great at growing it, if it's meant to grow, man. We just go out and plant them.
God. That's yeah, bring that up. Luke chapter 6 and 22.
This is Luke chapter 6 and verse number 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you.
Right.
And when they shall separate you from their company.
Hey, that's a blessing, man. 9 times out of 10, you didn't need to be around that damn energy anyway. Right? You didn't need to be around that company anyway. You was keeping bad company 9 times out of 10. And the Lord made you a way to escape from that temptation, like we read earlier. So he made them put you away because you needed to put them away anyway. You had an attachment to them. Right, a spirit was keeping you around them spirits, man. Right. And the Lord made a way for you to escape from that spirit that was keeping you around them. Right, keep reading.
And shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil,
right,
for the Son of Man's sake.
For the Son of Man's sake, right? For Christ's sake, for the actions that you're doing, man. right? To a lot of people, that's a tribulation, man. That's a tribulation, man. All right, my friends don't want to hang out with me no more because I teach the Bible, man. All right, you got your friends saying that they Christians, but y'all done did everything under the sun in wickedness together. They just gotta. It's something about this truth that just make people disagree with you because you change your life, man. Once you change your life, you're gonna find out a whole lot of people don't really want to change their life. They don't want to go according to righteousness at all, and that's a damn shame, man.
Right. No, to let me back off that, and a couple of good precepts is Matthew 5, 10 through 12. In regards to that, man, people gonna say faulty things about your name. And, hey, man, that's part of it. They did it to Christ.
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Don't again. It goes with Daniel LeBron Gal. Ain't nothing that happened is not common to man. It happened to Christ. So what do you think it ain't gonna happen to you? Bring that out when you got it, King.
It's Matthew chapter 5 and verse number 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
You blessed because of that. Because he even said, many are called, only a few are chosen. It's a narrow gate. Everybody can't squeeze through it. Everybody not getting through.
Right.
So it's gonna look abnormal to people, which is normal to us now, but it's gonna look abnormal to everybody else.
God.
The unfortunate part, 2/3 not gonna make it.
Right.
Like, it is what it is. We try to wake up as many as we can, but 2/3 not gonna make it, no matter what we do.
Right.
So somebody got to be on that other side.
Right.
They got to make you feel crazy for being chosen and being called. Keep going, King.
Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name, for my sake.
Look, you in the cult. You worshiping the devil. They brainwashing you. You've been brainwashed. All these things. You evil. I'm evil for reading the scriptures and applying it to my life. I'm evil for really trying to live out what this Bible say do.
Imagine that. Imagine living according to righteousness and having morals and values now.
So you consider evil.
Right.
Because if everybody live without it. And it's like if you're living righteous, they think you subconsciously telling them that they not. Or you talking about them.
Right.
And you see that when they start to say things like that, right? They try to say all these manners of wickedness, right? You brought me up in this, right? In a way, right? Didn't a lot of us grow up being Christians, right? Baptist, Catholic. You introduced me to the Bible, and now that I'm reading it, you call me evil. What does that make you?
That's madness.
You brought me to it.
Right. And
so you calling yourself wicked. You calling yourself evil then.
And then when you break it down and look up, you look up Christian, it means a follower of Christ.
Right.
So that's what I'm actually doing.
Right.
I'm actually doing what the word says it means.
Right.
read 12, King.
Verse 12. Right. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Hey, it said rejoice when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Be exceedingly glad. Not just glad, be exceedingly glad, mean be over glad when these things happen.
Right.
Because that means you're walking in the right direction. That means you're taking the same footsteps Christ took.
See, brothers be kind of hanging their head low. Like these people, they just talking about me. They be getting ready to cry. But isn't that the whole point of this lesson? To glory in your tribulations.
Yeah.
Right.
Even up in your persecutions, you should be glorying, man.
Come. And it said, look at your reward. After you, it said, for great is your reward is heaven. Your reward is heaven. And we have accounts that our forefathers and our people before us went through this.
Mm-hmm.
For so the persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Yeah.
So it ain't common to man. If we looking at them and we're applying the things they're doing, we're gonna take what they got. We're gonna take what they received as well, the good and the bad. Yeah, the good come from waking up other Israelites, planting seeds and doing great deeds and things like that. But it's also the Most High is a just God. He's a balanced one. So it's got to be a left-hand side. Well, it comes with the persecution. It comes with the hate. It comes with the false narratives, bearing false witness on your name, saying evil things about you falsely. That has to come with it as well. So that's why you take both of them cheerfully. Because if Christ had to go through this, and not only Christ, the other prophets before us, we should be prepared and have these accounts to be able to move the same. Yeah.
So that's like in the world, right? If 12 of the police get you, right? You know you ain't do nothing. So you finna just stand there and just smile like, I know I ain't do nothing. The only way you try to get me in some trouble is if you try to, build something falsely on me, but I know I ain't do nothing. Right? And you know how important this is when, Yahweh said this twice. We just read that in Matthew 6?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let's go back to Luke chapter 6 in verse number 23. Right? After he told us all these things was going to happen, how they were going to go against us, how blessed we are for them to hate us and for them to separate us from their company, right? He told us to rejoice. He doubled down. He said it twice. So you got to understand, rejoicing or glorying in your tribulation is important, especially when Yahweh tells you to do so. All right, bring that up.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, and verse number 23. All right. And it reads, here we go.
It's like it started verse 22.
Verse number 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake.
Right, read on.
Rejoice ye in that day.
In that same day, we're supposed to rejoice. Giving it up to the Most High. Right. Screaming, Kwam Yashala. All praise to the Most High.
Right.
All praises. Right? There you go.
Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy.
We supposed to leap for joy. That same way, the Christian pastors or everybody in the church love to try to do the happy feet dance when they so-called got the Holy Ghost, right? But we're supposed to leap for joy when we're being talked down on, right? When we're being accused of doing wickedness just by going by the Bible, right? When you kind of get disowned from your family for this truth, you got to leap for joy. Because now the Most High is going to take away your worldly family and give you spiritual family.
Right.
Now you got a spiritual father, spiritual mother. Now you an uncle now. You got nephews. Right? And now you got brothers and sisters. Right? Took away your whole worldly or fleshly family and gave you a spiritual, according to your spirit family. Right? Read on.
For behold, your reward is great in heaven.
All right, your reward is great in heaven. All these things can happen to you here, right now, in captivity. But when your rulership come, it was all worth it. Right? Now you stacking up, you stacking up treasures in the kingdom of God, huh?
Right.
Right. Now you got some land with your name written on it. Right? And the Most High gonna cause you to beget children, plant vineyards, find a peace. No more working now. For your oppressor, no more having to stress if I'm gonna be able to put gas in my car, stressing if am I gonna be able to eat today? I ain't gonna be no more of that, man. Because by leaping for joy or rejoicing, right, while you going through trials and tribulations, man, it builds you up spiritually.
This a lot here. You gotta kind of put on the Job spirit, man. All right. Job got hit back to back to back to back to back
to back to back
to back to back to back, right? With all manners of tribulations. But you know what he did? He told the Lord, he said, naked I came in and naked shall I go out. And in doing so, he did not curse the Lord. He didn't sin. You know what the Lord did after that? He kind of hit Satan with the na. Have you considered my servant Job? Right, who is perfect and upright man, a man that escheweth evil, right? You got to put on that Job spirit, or else you just gonna fall to your temptations, right, and fall to your tribulations. Have the woe is me spirit. Don't have the woe is me spirit. Have the water Yahweh spirit, because at least you know that He's dealing with you, right? And you're not listen. And this is what Jake and even Eve think. Up in this truth, man. If only I just had a little bit of money, right? If I had more money, then I wouldn't worry about none of this. That's a lie. Right? And somebody could grab Sirach chapter 40 and start at verse 1.
And realize, look, hey, the Lord bragged.
Yeah.
That Job, man. Bragged. Yeah. Like Gabar was saying, man, and the boo-boo, man. Right? Bragged about it. And then what did he give at the end of it? Right? He gave Job a double, 100-fold. Gave him completely more back.
For standing on his 10, man. Standing on his 10 for the Lord.
That's what we should want. We should want the Lord to be bragging.
Exactly.
To the left-hand side about us, man.
Right.
Hey, you can't touch our yard, man. Yeah, he ain't going. You can't touch Gabar, man. Right. He ain't denounce me. He ain't gonna denounce me, man.
Okay.
Everything you just threw everything at him. Right? You threw everything you got. Yo, you getting tired, Satan? You threw everything you got at Alma Park, man. He ain't bold yet. That's what we want. We want the Lord to, brag about us, man, because we're a child of him, right? We're a creation of him, right? So we should be moving in the same manner as the Lord, man.
Right.
You got to brag about the Lord.
All right.
These other heathen, man.
Salakia. Before that Sirach chapter 40 comes out, grab Romans chapter 5 and verse number 3. Romans chapter 5 and verse number 3. You have to read this just to boost up that spirit, man. All right, because everybody going through things, and it's not Passover season yet, but we see it fastly approaching, man. All right, we just blinked 3 times, and we're here now from Passover. Literally, 3 more blinks will be at Passover, and this year Passover is in Chicago. So all praises. We already knew what we signed up for once we wanted it up in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Right? Satan was gonna be here. Satan was gonna do his thing. We seen it coming. We seen him coming 1,000 miles away through the spirit and power of the Most High, man. Right? But read that. Romans chapter 5 and verse number 3.
This is Romans chapter 5 and verse number 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also.
We what?
We glory in tribulations also.
We glory in tribulations too. We not just telling it to you, right? This is not just, let's just give the people something to hope for. No, we actually glory up in tribulations as well. Yesterday, we literally just laughed at everything.
Right.
And still went out to camp right after. Sometimes you just got to laugh. Because at least it could be worse. If you ain't going through nothing, you got to kind of check your lineage. All right. The Lord said he loves who he chastens. Right. Keep reading.
Knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Right.
And patience experience. And experience hope.
See? And once you get patience and experience, you get hope. You know that something comes up next. That's why you don't really worry about these things. That's why you're able to glory up in the tribulations, man. Because up in the next in the regeneration, man, we're gonna be up in the kingdom, man. If the Lord don't crack the sky while we on the earth and take us away already, and take us back home, right? We know what lays up for us. We like Christ said, we got a great reward, man. When we're glorying in our tribulations, yeah, we all go through it. But so what? And that money is not going to save you, right? That money is not going to save you. You can bring out that Ecclesiastes, Sirach chapter 40 and verse number 1. Because you got to be, you think that the rich not going through it too? They got things going on in their life that money can't fix, right? That money cannot fix at all. Money can't fix your mental state.
All right.
Money can't fix PTSD. It can't fix any traumas that you went through. Right? It can't heal you. But only the word can heal you for real. Right? Read that. Bring that up.
This Sirach chapter 40 and verse number 1. Great travail is created for every man.
Right.
And a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam. From the day that they go out of their mother's womb.
From the day that you slip out your mother's womb, man. From the day that you enter into the world from the matrix till what?
Till the day that they return to the mother of all things.
Which would be the earth, man. right? For the most part, the dust of the ground. Keep reading.
Their imaginations of things to come in the day of death trouble their thoughts.
See, people got the woe is me spirit. They like, I don't know what I'm gonna do about tomorrow. They worrying up in their mind. Scripture says that sorrow has killed many. Don't stress yourself out. Stress kills. Right? Keep reading.
And cause fear of heart.
And causes a fear of the heart, man. Right? Creates a worrisome mind, man. Right? Keep reading.
From him that sitteth on a throne of glory.
Right.
And unto him that is humble in earth and ashes.
Read that again. Read verse 3 again.
Verse number 3.
Right.
From him that sitteth on a throne of glory.
From him that is put on high, man. Right? For him that is exalted up in this world. Your G Herbos, your little Dirks, right? Hell, Elon Musk, your Donald Trumps. You think that he not stressing? He like, he mad, man. He like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, Kamala is my adversary. That's what he's saying, man.
For real.
That's what's going on. He worried. Right? Read that again.
From him that sitteth on a throne of glory.
Right.
Unto him that is humble in earth and ashes.
See, to him that's low up in the world, man. Low up in the world hierarchy, man. Right? When it comes to social status. Right? Brothers like us, man. Hey, we not high up in social status in the earth, man.
God.
Right? If we was, man, brothers would be well off, man. But we don't want to be well off and then get drawn away from the Lord, man. Right? I'd rather be humble in ashes and have the wisdoms of the Lord, man. Me personally. Right? Keep reading.
God, verse number 4. From him that weareth purple and a crown.
From the royalty, man. To what?
Unto him that is clothed with linen frock.
To him that's up in the fields, man. Keep reading.
Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness.
Unquietness means chaos, right? It means without peace, right? That's the etymological definition for the most part. Keep reading.
Fear of death.
It said what?
Fear of death.
You know Donald Trump fearing for his life, man. All right, he got sniped in his ear.
Right.
Right? We're going to call that the Mike Tyson bullet, man. All right? Cut his ear. He was worried for his life. But his knees was buckling when he put his fist up in the air.
Right.
You know his knees was buckling, man. All right, keep reading.
And anger and strife.
Right.
And in the time of rest upon his bed, his night's sleep do change his knowledge.
See, because now when he has rest upon his bed, he thinking about these things, man. He is thinking about these things. Right? Give me Micah, I believe, chapter 2 and verse number 1. I believe Micah chapter 2 and verse number 1.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse number 1.
Right.
Woe to them that devise iniquity,
right,
and work evil upon their beds.
And work what?
And work evil upon their beds.
Read.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
See, so even these people up in these high places, right? They work evil upon their beds. It changes their knowledge when they're worrying and stressing. You think that these businessmen not worried and stressed about the next deal that they have to land from one corporate business to another? They are literally plotting on how to kill that CEO, right. Or somehow, or to uproot him out of his seat, right? That's what's happening. That is exactly what's happening. So these people are actually worried, you know what I'm saying? But they don't know the Most High God like that, right? When I'm speaking about the Donald Trumps and the Lord is not for him, right? The Lord is the God of Israel, right? He's the Lord, our God, and none else, and we're not ashamed of that.
All right.
Per Joel 2:27.
Uh-huh.
And so, since we know the Lord, we're able to glory in tribulation because we know that we're not suffering for no reason, right? But to suffer up in your own kingdom is a whole and total different story, right?
Gone.
All right. And building off that point, right? Let's get Isaiah chapter 57 and verse number 15. Right. This is what the Most High God is looking for. All right. He's looking for that spirit that's going through it, man. Right. He's looking for those ones that's down at a lower state. All right. That's exactly why he put us here, man. Right. So that he could kind of shock proof us, man. So he could kind of wake us up, right? Put belt to ass, man. Right. So that he could bring us back on high above all nations of the earth. Right. But this is exactly what the Lord is looking for. Everything that the brother's been bringing up, right? With that glory and tribulation, right? How are you going to take your tribulation, right? Are you going to moan all the time, right? Are you going to come to the feast days and hide in the corner and cry, right? Are you going to sit? Are you going to bring the chair and just and try to separate yourself from everybody of the congregation? Or are you going to smile, right? You're going to smile, right? You're going to shalom the brothers mighty, right? You're going to be interactive. You're going to talk to one another. And you're going to laugh with everybody, right? It could be the funniest joke in the room. And you're the only one not laughing.
Right.
Right?
With the stank face, man.
And best believe brothers watching, huh?
Because they bringing in burdens on the Sabbath.
See that? Complete madness.
Bringing in burdens on the bringing in sorrow on the holy day, man.
And that's something that we're not supposed to do.
At all.
One of the first precepts that Gabar brought out. All right, so let's bring that out real quick.
This is Isaiah chapter 57 and verse number 16. For I will not contend forever.
Sluggy, Isaiah chapter 57 and verse number 15.
Verse number 15. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 57 and verse number 15. For thus saith the high and lofty, one that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy. I dwell in the high and holy place.
And this is the Most High God, right? This is the Most High God speaking, right? Whose name is holy. That's the Lord. All right, read on.
With him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit.
He's with those that are of a contrite and a humble spirit. A contrite spirit is one that's going through it, man. Going through the troubles, going through the trials and tribulations, thinking about the things that they have done, being sorrowful in the things that you have done, right? That's being a contrite spirit, right? But read on.
To revive the spirit of the humble.
To do what?
To revive the spirit of the humble.
It's to revive your spirit. He got to make you think back of what you've done, right? Of all the things that you've done against him, to be that contrite spirit, so that you can be revived to be a humble spirit, read on.
And to revive the heart of the contrite one.
So that he could be able to change your mind from that contrite spirit to now you're rejoicing, you're glorying in your tribulation.
Right.
Right. Let's go to Isaiah 66 and verse number 2.
God.
And I yield on that.
This Isaiah chapter 66 and verse number 2. For all those things had mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit.
So the Most High God is looking at the poor and the contrite spirit. He's looking at these men, looking at these women. This is who the Lord is looking at, right? So like the brother said, if you're not going through nothing, you kind of got to check your lineage, man. Right? You got to be going through some in this captivity. Others would say you're not suffering the curses enough.
Right.
Right.
And trembleth.
And we glory in that tribulation. We glory in these things that we go through, because the Most High trying to build us up. He's trying to revive that humble, right, and that contrite spirit. Read on.
And trembleth at my word.
And a lot of people not trembling at the words of the Lord, acting like he ain't got the power he has, man. Controlling your life, controlling your death, controlling you at being at a higher state or a lower state. A lot of our people got to understand the power of the Lord, man. Understand that he can revive your spirit. Because a lot of, when we be at camp, man, right? We hear all the time, or the last few times when we was at camp, right? Others was talking about, faith not going to pay the bills. So now you don't even have faith no more in the Lord. He trying to revive your spirit by putting you through those things, but you just want the fleshly things. You just want everything. You just want to be on top, but you don't even have the mindset to be on top. And by the Lord putting you to a lower state, He's trying to build your mind so you could be at a higher state.
Right.
Right. So the Most High God is looking for that spirit, that spirit that is going through things, because then after you go through those things, now you could rejoice in your tribulation. You could glory in your tribulation. Yeah.
God. Laying back on that, man. Like I said, enduring your temptations, man. Going through glory in your temptations. That's huge, man. Like I said, you got to be able to endure. You got to endure all things, man. That's how you going to show the Most High that you ready for the kingdom, man. If you endure. Ain't no different than having that same mindset in sports, man. Ain't no different than having that same mindset of getting an A in Esau's school system, man.
Right.
You endure all these things. What's so different from that than it's from the truth, man? Like I said, everything ain't just gonna be lollipops and Chico sticks once you come into the truth, man.
God.
You're not coming to Candyland, man. This ain't a Disney movie. You come into the truth, man. You're gonna get tried. So let's get a classic, man. Let's get Sirach chapter 2 and verse 4.
God.
Bring y'all all the time. Sirach 2, great chapter.
God. This Sirach chapter 2 and verse number 4.
Bring it all right.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
So whatsoever is brought upon you, take cheerfully. You gotta take cheerfully when the high things are brought upon you, man. When the low things are brought upon you, man. That's the Most High dealing with you, man. You got car troubles, you gotta take it cheerfully. All praise to the Most High. I made another day.
Right.
At least I woke up, man.
God.
In the spirit of the Most High, man. And you going through some things. Like I said, you might have death in the family. All praise to the Most High. Maybe you was able to plant a seed before they died. Before they left, their spirit rose up. Maybe you was ever, you supposed to give thanks to that, man. Take those things cheerfully, man. That's the Most High dealing with you.
It's a lucky, right? And when you said, at least I woke up in the morning, right? All praise to the Most High. We ain't wake up bug outs, man. Imagine waking up a bug out, having a whole different trying to have a whole different understanding that goes against the doctrine of the Bible.
Doctrine of the Bible, you see? See?
Oh,
you gotta take the small things cheerfully, man. You gotta take them cheerfully, man. Even when you're going through it, man. Sometimes it's hard for our people to do. A lot of times when we talk about, laying back to the righteous friend and that spiritual friend, man, that just friend, that unjust friend, man. And when you take things kind of cheerfully and going bad in your life, man, the unjust friend might look at you like, bro, what did you own, dog? You going through it. And you smiling and stuff, man. What is it to you? But that righteous friend be like, God, at least you're taking it well.
All praise
to the Most High, man.
God.
You're in the spirit, man. That's how you gotta be when you change to a lower state, man. Now, more precept before I leave off, before I yield. Let me get the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 12. Because at the end of the day, like I say, endurance is key, man. It's key. You got to be able to endure, man. You got to show that you could be able to endure, man. In multiple aspects, man. Even tribulations, man. You're going to get thrown everything at you, man. Esau going to throw everything at you, man. Satan going to throw everything at you. And the Most High going to throw things at you, man, to make sure make sure you built up, man.
God.
To make sure you're really about this life or not, man.
God.
Like, that worldly turn, you finna really check if you gangster or not. That's how the Most High, treating you when you going through these trials and tribulations, man.
God.
Right. You finna see if you really about this or not.
God.
Bring that out, huh?
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse number 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Blessed is a man that endureth temptation, man. So when you're able to endure all trials and tribulations that's thrown your way, all temptations that's thrown your way, you blessed, man. You able to endure, man. You able to look at this, like I said, dig into this book. Read examples from our righteous forefathers and foremothers, man. Able to take heed to those examples that they did and apply it to your own life, man. Apply it to your own walk.
God.
That's during these tribulations. That's during these temptations that's thrown at you, man. Like I said, that is key, man. Digging into this book is key, man. Let me get Sirach chapter 6. Last verse.
God.
This is key, man. Dig into this book is key. Like I said, once again, we're going to keep on saying it, man. This book right here ain't a religious book, man.
Right.
It's a book of accounts, multiple accounts that can help you in your everyday walk, man.
You know, it's crazy. when people use the word religion, they using it really out of context. If you look up the word religion or religious, in the etymology, right, in etymological definition, it means discipline. If you don't take heed to this religion, this is a discipline. See, in the Christian church, there's no discipline.
Come
right?
as you are.
It's come as you are and leave as you came.
All right.
Mhm.
But the Lord orders you to get up in order or get whooped.
God.
So the etymology of the word religion really means discipline. And that's what we need to take heed to. We need to have discipline because we see how our people are outside with no discipline. They don't know who they are. They don't know their language. They don't know their land. They don't know their enemies. They don't know anything about themselves. We call ourselves a color out of crayon box. There's no discipline there. Like,
or you from 2 continents.
Right, you from 2 continents, man.
African and American.
You see that?
Or your nationality or your race is based off a hairstyle.
You
Right.
Afro-American, right?
You see that?
And then even with African American, the term just came in 1986.
Yeah.
So our grandparents older than our nationality.
Right.
No sense.
Make it
See
make sense.
that? But yeah, bring that out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse number 37.
Bring it out.
Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord.
You gotta let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Most High God, man. The ordinance of the Lord, man. Reading this book, digging into this book is key if you want to be in the ordinance of the Most High. You can't kind of fake the funk, man.
Right.
James, what does James chapter 1 and verse 22 says, man? You gotta be doers of the word, man. To do the word, you gotta dig into the word, man. It's like saying you're trying to set up something, man, trying to fix a car, but don't read the instructions, man.
Right.
Don't do that. You gotta go through the instructions to be able to get what you gotta get done. You see all the time, even like to do the DIYs, man, and stuff, man. You gotta watch the video to go through it. That's how you gotta look at this book. Look at the Bible, man, the Holy Bible, as my ultimate DIY guide, man. Look at the examples in this book and apply it to my lifestyle, man. The same way you would look at the examples of a health website and try to apply it to your lifestyle to get healthy, man. The same way you look on on a workout plan, man. Trying to apply it to your life to look healthier, man. Build more healthier, man. Lift the most weights higher. You gotta look at the same way as this Bible. Read on up.
And meditate continually in his commandments.
You gotta meditate continually in the commandments of the Most High, man. Newsflash, law ain't done away with.
Right.
The commandments are still here, man. And you gotta keep them, man. That's the only way, you're gonna have that mind, man. That's the only way you're gonna be able to endure temptations, man. If you keep the law to the best of your ability, gather around brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day holy unto the Most High, man. Continue to keep the feast days, the holy feast days. Do what you gotta do, man. That's how you keep on enduring all trials and tribulations, man. Keeping the commandments of the Most High to the best of your ability, man. Read on that.
He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thy own desire.
When you ultimately dig into this book more, he only gonna establish you more into this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, man. He's only gonna give you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to endure all trials and tribulations that's thrown your way, man. To endure these temptations. But you gotta show that you're willing to do it, man. You gotta be willing to do it, man. You gotta open this book, man. You gotta be willing to do it, man. Like I said, Esau time schedule is crazy, man. Working 8-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, man. Sometimes you might work a 14 or 15-hour shift, man.
You're right.
But during those times, man, you still gotta make time for the Lord, man. You can't kind of let Esau's system beat you, man. Be like, man, I ain't did a 12-hour shift, man. I'll read tomorrow. You don't read the whole week because you let Esau's system beat you, man. You got to set some time for the Lord, man. You got to. It's mandatory. You got to. You feel me?
Go ahead, King.
You go ahead. You good.
I just want to let me back on it, but if you got more, keep going, King. Just even going back to the Sirach chapter 2 and reading verse 5. Because again, it's not going to be easy. Nothing's going to be easy. We learned that in the world. Nothing good comes easy. We learned that in the world, man.
Yeah.
So things don't come easy. Somebody got that, bring that out.
This Sirach chapter 2 and verse number 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. But gold is tried in the fire, which is considered what a precious jewel. And we're the jewels of the Most High. So we're gonna have to get tried in the fire to see if you really want it.
Right.
You ain't never put in no work and never win a championship of nothing. Or ever, not even say championship, a competition or nothing without putting in any type of work or going through some trials and tribulations. And we fight for the kingdom of heaven. So if you don't put your 10 toes on the ground, man, strap your boots up, ladies, strap your shoes up. Hey, man, then what are you doing? Because you're going to get tried for it. Because it could be really worse. Drop down in verse 14, King.
Verse number 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?
Then what you going to do if you lost patience? What should you do then when the Lord visits you and you done lost patience?
Right.
I gave you something that everybody's not going to get. I gave you an opportunity to fight for the kingdom of heaven. And you weren't patient enough to keep fighting.
And so like you was probably 1 second before the Lord gave you your reward. And you just lost patience.
And you lost patience.
As soon as he was finna give you it, you just lost patience.
You lost patience with it, man.
You fumbled the bag, man.
You fumbled the bag. Con. And then another point I want to just touch on what Gabar was bringing out. See, don't get it kind of twisted, man. We're not saying go be a bombite.
Right.
We're not out here trying to be bomb bruised. But money is not everything, man. And when you get it, what are you gonna do with it? What are you getting it for? Because that's key as well. Like he was bringing on like Elon Musk and all those type of celebrities and everything like that. They fit this curse. Give me Proverbs 15 and 27, and then somebody else give me the book of Sirach. Sirach chapter 20 and verse number 9. Okay. But when you get money, what are you getting it for? What are you gonna do with it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yes, we work jobs in Esau world, man, his society. Yes, we like to look okay with our fringes, man. We don't try to be bombites, but money is not everything. We're not gonna not keep the commandments for some money. We're gonna not sell our soul and morals or not keep the laws for some money. That's just not what we're gonna do. Bring it out, King.
So what you gonna do with your money, right? Are you just gonna, get your money and just sit on it? Oh, I'm gonna say this for a rainy day. This is the rainy day.
This is the rainy day.
We in the storm right now.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's not our rest, why are you trying to get so comfortable? So I just say that to say as well. It's not like you can't get nothing, man, and be some form of successful in your field or anything you're doing. But don't let that be everything. Right. Because it's not. Bring that out, King.
This is Proverbs chapter 15 and verse number 27. He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own soul.
You see?
Salakia. He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house.
His own house. You wonder why most times celebrity kids be bugged out. Because they greedy for money and they done trouble their own damn household. Because all you worry about, you ain't worried about being a father. You ain't worried about being a mother to this kid or this child. You worried about the bag all the time.
You know what they call that child? What they call that child? What is it called? A
spoiled brat.
Spoiled brat.
Spoiled child. And
the Lord calls them sadish children.
Sadish children. And you let society and other wicked things kind of raise that kid, raise that child. So if you always thinking about just chasing the bag, man, you troubling your own household.
Yeah.
And we see it all the time. Damn it, look at your pastors. We wonder why their kids be the most bugged out.
Right.
Because they pimping and robbing their people. And they only worry about the bag. So that's what it's like when you getting money, what is you getting it for? If you getting it on the left-hand side, you only want it for the left-hand side, you getting it for your own destruction. I'll bring out that side right.
God, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 27.
No, it's like you can't bring out Sirach 20 and 9.
29.
And lastly, somebody give me Sirach 37 and 6.
There was a little bit more on this Proverbs.
Go ahead, King.
All right.
Yeah, finish. Get that meat off the bone.
He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gifts shall live.
He that hated gifts shall live.
Right.
Because you ain't about here trying to get the biggest bag for everything. You ain't out here trying to rape, rob your people for it. You see what I'm saying? And that's most times too, how Israel most times we can even get the bag because we got to get over on our own people. We got to sell our own people out. We got to sell them to destruction.
And that's a gift destroyeth the heart.
Yep. But if you hated them gifts, then you live. So that means you choosing life over death, because then how can I say I love my brother if I'm leading you down to destruction? You see what I'm saying? That's like me saying, yeah, I'm keeping the laws, but I'm selling y'all pork. I got a pork truck.
Right.
I'm selling the shrimp, crab, lobster fest.
The pork truck is crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Since I know my people love shrimp, crab, lobster right now, I got it for sale. I got it on the pull up. But I'm keeping the law. How can I say I love you then?
Right.
And I ain't even giving you a chance to repent. I'm thinking about my own game. Bring out that Sirach, King.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 9. There is a sinner that have good success and evil things.
Keep going.
There's a gain that turn into loss.
Hey, if you're a sinner, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look good for a moment.
Right.
Look at P. Diddy. It was all good about a couple months ago. Everything he's done to rape, rob people, and he got over people throughout the whole industry doing them things. Now it's all for his loss. It's turned to his ultimate loss.
Right.
Everything he have gained turned to his ultimate loss.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? They do it all the time to him. So it says, man, that sinners that have good success in evil things. So if you're getting money, yeah, you'll get successful in these evil things. If you're getting over on your people, it looks good for a moment. But it ain't nothing but you doing is just turning to ultimately to your own loss. It's ultimately to your own loss, man. And my last precept too, which is Sirach 37:6, because what are you getting money to help for? What are you getting money to do? Are you getting money to try to get money to get over on your people? Because Israel had that thing where you want to be the fly, you want to be the best, you want to have a stun on your own people. But I don't care if you got $1 million and I got $200, we still poor for real. To real money. And we still Israel. So you still looked at like a nigga, or you still looked at like whatever, proverb and byword they're gonna call you.
Right.
Because it's not our rest. We still poor spiritually, bro.
And as a nation.
It's not about us. And it's not about us individually.
Right.
It's the nation. So what are you ultimately even working to get money for? That's why we say don't be a bum. Like, no, bro, get money, take care of your bills, if you like nice things, that's good. But don't love it. Because even when it said, I'm just paraphrasing again, it's not money is evil. It's the love of money is the root of all evil.
Right.
It's not love, it's not getting money is evil. But when you love it, and you love it more than the Most High, you love more than your brother, you love more than your nation, that's where it becomes a detrimental to you. And bring out the Sirach 37:6.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 6. Forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy rich.
Hey, when you get rich, don't be unmindful of your friend. And I say you gotta, again, just come out and just give all your money. No, man, that's not it. But I'm just saying, don't be mindful. Don't be unmindful then of them. Don't turn your back on the people that came up with you, which again, we see with our celebrities. They get money. Nobody build none in the hoods, but you just came from these hoods. These are the people that was listening to your tape. These are the people that was watching your movies. These are the people that was promoting you and pushing you up on that high pedestal. As soon as you get up, you go move with other nations. You go marry the other nations. So you put nothing back into these people that helped build you up. You was unmindful of that friend with your riches. When you got the riches, you was unmindful now. It was all about you now.
I got a quick precept, right? So let's get Sirach 31, and let's start at verse number 1. Right, this is building on the whole point of trying to chase the bag, man. Right, instead of trying to chase the kingdom. All right, bring that up.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 1. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep.
See, watching for riches consumeth the flesh. Right? It'll consume you inside and out, man. right? Now you stressing when you don't get the money, right? And you stressing when you do have the money, right? All your problems don't go away when you got money.
Right.
And your problems, it's there when you ain't got the money, right? So it consumes you, man, right? Now you looking older. Now you got black bags on the ass, man. Now you getting wrinkles everywhere, man, right? And it says, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Now you can't get no sleep. Because now you watching for riches. Now you trying to chase the bag so much. Now you not sleeping, right? You're losing sleep all over the wrong things. How about you lose sleep reading the scriptures, man? Right? Or picking up the phone, calling on a brother, man. Make sure a brother good, right? Or you staying up late, man, trying to put together Passover or put together a lesson that you finna bring out for the Shabbat. You gotta lose sleep for the right things and not for the wrong things.
Right.
And for damn sure not for the bag, man.
I see that. And Jake be ready to go to sleep as soon as he start reading the Bible, man. And y'all know out of nowhere, you'll get to reading, you got all the energy, you done crack open like 3 bangs and 2 5-hour energies. But as soon as you pick up them scriptures, as soon as it happens, eyes watering, man. And you yawning back to back to back. You ain't never yawned that many times in a row.
And then what you say? I'm gonna take a 30-minute nap. I'm gonna get right back to it.
You you go to sleep at 4 o'clock. You wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, you know what I'm saying?
God.
And Con, just to laying back off that, you can see how it plays because you tired, but your phone ring and somebody call you, tell you to come do something. Energy back on now.
Right.
Oh, here I come, bro.
Right.
Here I come. Now the energy's back.
I'm finna come open the door right
I'm
now.
gonna go open the door. Now you forgot about the scriptures and you forgot you was ever tired.
Right. Now the whole spirit of the scriptures done left you, man.
Right.
See, you gotta endure through that too. That's like what Pa just brought out. You gotta endure through them temptations. You want to go to sleep so bad, man. What scripture say about that, man? Right, a little bit of sleep, a little bit of folding of the hands, man, and then poverty come at you like a thief in the night. So roughly paraphrasing, right? Very roughly paraphrasing, but it sneak up on you, man. Now you pour up in the spirit. All right, you go out to camp, you don't know what to teach about. Yeah, we done had them days, man. But you pray to the Lord, like, Lord, please, just put your words in my mouth, and then boom, you teaching 4-5 hours, like the mighty brother Ayar. You know what I'm saying? Like the mighty brother Danyala and Anwapa. Be teaching for 4 hours, man. Right?
God.
Let's
read on that, man. And another brother get Proverbs 27 and 24. Hold that. All right. Actually, let's bring that out real quick.
Proverbs.
And we go back to Sirach 31.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse number 24. For riches are not forever.
Because your riches ain't forever, man. Like Nadir say, hey, I've never seen somebody bring they brink truck to the grave, right, and dump their money in, right, or even try to take their money to the third heaven, man. Right. Read that again.
For riches are not forever.
All right, read on.
And doeth the crown endure to every generation.
Read that again.
And doeth the crown endure to every generation.
The thing is, you got to endure every generation, right? But if you enduring just to chase your bag, man, that's going to bring you death. What? That's Proverbs 10 and verse number 2, or 1 through 2, man. Proverbs 11 and verse number 4, right? All those things that bring you nothing but death. So you got to do it all for the right things. There's nothing wrong with getting money, right? But what are you putting it towards, like Ayar is saying? Are you putting it towards yourself just to stun on your people? Or are you going to put it into your nation and understand, hey, this ain't about me. It's about my nation. It's about the Lord. How can I do better by my nation? Instead of, I'm finna buy the new Balenciagas, I'm finna go to the Gucci store, and I'm finna buy the new Jordans that come out, right? Oh, the Nikes. Oh, that's over with. No, man. What about, I'm finna buy this land for my nation, right? Finna build a couple houses, put a couple of my people in them houses, right? Make sure we straight, right? A gated community of Israelites. That'd be beautiful, man. Seeing a whole grocery store of Israelites with their fringes on, man. Women in their modest apparel.
Right.
Brothers looking like men again.
Right.
That'll look mighty, man. But this is the things that we have to do. We can't care too much about money because the dollar bill, the value of the dollar bill is going down now.
Yeah.
Right? It ain't gonna be nothing but a CVS on the street.
Look how the stock market right now is plummeting.
God.
Like crazy.
And it's happening again. Just money in general again around the world is going down.
Yeah.
When you look at our Venezuela brothers and sisters, when you go back over there, they're just throwing their money on the street. They're just playing with it because it has no value now.
Mm-hmm.
Before they came here, and America is on its way as well. Like your dollar going to other spot, it's not even worth the same no more, and it's never been backed up on nothing. But the world just now figuring it out that the dollar bill is backed up on nothing. You have no natural resources. You don't have no gold, no oil. You go steal all that. You have no minerals, nothing here. So what's going to happen during that time? So yeah,
you got a couple countries already just throwing their money in the streets,
mm-hmm.
and it's just there on the ground because that value of that money don't matter no more. You're gonna have to trade off some gold or some silver, or give up your prized possession, whatever it is, man. Because that dollar bill ain't gonna matter, man.
Yeah,
right.
It's gonna come down to all resources, man.
Right.
Resources is the new goods, right? Or is the new dollar. You're gonna need that in the time to come, man. Wait until like EMPs drop, man.
It's over with. Right?
From Russia or China, wherever they come from, man. It's gonna wait until a cyber attack comes. Mm-hmm. Cut your water off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then they already showed us with that Cash App thing. Everybody's accounts was getting hacked or getting hit. Money being taken out. Now people panicking all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Your bank's getting hit.
They just had the thing that said all our Social Security just got hacked.
I seen that. I seen that.
You know what I'm saying? Which is just your trading value number. Because if you look up the Social Security, the red numbers on the back, and you put it in the stock market, man, you can see how much you value it worth and how much they trading you for.
And if your Social Security get hacked, that's like somebody taking your Social Security card, doing whatever they want.
Your identity.
And whatever is connected to your name, they got it. It's over with.
So that's why it is good to be able to transfer into what's coming, but ultimately, man, keep these law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Because that's the only thing you're gonna be able to have and be able to stick with forever. Having that guidance of Yahweh Basham and Mashiach Yahushua, that's it. Because they're gonna keep trying to change the stuff. They scrambling, man. That time ticking. It's almost up.
Right.
So that's why they in full court press scrambling right now. Because they know that time is almost up. And they know too many people are waking up. Too many camps on corners, too many brothers and sisters on Clubhouse to YouTube to Facebook teaching. Man, the Israelite community is growing rapidly fast. And then that time is almost up. So we just need to stick with that first. Before we try to adapt to anything else. Get the foundation of the Most High under your belt. Get these law, statutes, commandments under your belt first. And once you get that, then you can know how to adjust and continue to move within this wicked society to stay afloat.
So, in closing, because time is approaching, where time is winding down, right? It's almost 5:30. It's 5:20 right now, right? These are the closing precepts for glorying up in tribulations. Can somebody grab Ephesians chapter 3 and verse number 13?
I just want to get one precept about the friends before we close out.
Okay, you grab that one first.
What, mine?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. We can get the book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse number 16. As in regards to the friends, man, and what brother was bringing out about having your friend, choosing them wisely, because don't say you don't have one. You just have to look for the right ones and choose the right ones wisely. Somebody bring that out when they get it, King Bubba Kashar.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 20, verse 15.
16, King.
Verse 16. The fool saith, I have no friend. I have no thanks for all my good deeds. And they that eat my bread speak evil of me.
You're a fool if you say you have no friends. Because that means you don't believe in the Most High. And you don't love your brothers. You don't love your sister. Because people that are like-minded, they're going to be your friend, man. And they're going to be your brother, and they're going to be your friend. And then it says, I have no thank for all the good deeds. Don't think you didn't do all this by yourself. Yahweh Shah still is big brother. So you got it from somewhere.
Right.
And you can't say you have no friend.
God.
So how could you believe in the Most High? How could you believe in Yahweh Shah if you say you don't have no friend and you know you're not thankful for all your good deeds, like you just did these things yourself? Oh, I ain't gotta be thankful for these things. I made them happen. That means you just being a fool. And they that eat the bread speak evil of me. Because you will be if you saying you don't have no friend, man. You eating from the fruit of his labor and you thinking you did it yourself. It's almost like saying you think you woke yourself up to this truth. Like the Most High said, like Yahweh Shah even said as well in John 15 and 16, ye have not chosen me, I chose you. You got chosen. You ain't the prize. You got chosen.
Con.
So I yield with that game.
Con. All right, let's get the book of Ephesians chapter 3 and verse number 13.
This is Ephesians chapter 3 and verse number 17.
13.
Verse number 13.
Okay.
Wherefore I desire that ye faint not at my tribulations for you.
So look, and this is an example of a good friend. He's like, don't really worry about me. I'm good. Right? We all know those people that say, don't worry about me. I'm good. Right? But keep reading.
Con. Which is your glory.
Right.
For this cause I bow my knees unto the Father. For this cause I bow my knees unto the Father.
Because while I'm going through tribulations, I'm giving it up to the Lord. Just like Job did. Right? Keep reading.
Unto the Father of our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Right.
Of whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named. That he would grant you according to the riches of his glory. And to be strengthened with might by his spirit in the inner man.
And so meanwhile, we're going through these trials and tribulations and everything. But still, we have to still be strengthened up in the Lord. Your prayer game got to be on 10. Your fast game got to be on 10, man. Right? Your precept game and your reading game got to be up on 10 so that you can know the histories and everything that our forefathers went through. Romans chapter 15 and verse number 4 says that everything written aforetime was written for our learning. And so you will know how to get through certain obstacles if you follow the path of our righteous forefathers, right? Let's get the book of Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse number 17.
You said 3 and 17.
Con.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3 and verse number 17. Although the fig tree shall not blossom.
So this is talking about tribulations up in Israel, because Israel is likened on the fig trees a lot of the times. How do we know that? Let's get Hosea chapter 9 and verse number 10 real quick.
This Hosea chapter 9 and verse number 10.
Right.
I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness.
Right.
I saw your fathers as the first of the first stripe in the fig tree.
In the what?
In the fig tree.
Right.
At her first time. But they went to Baal Peor and separated themselves into that shame.
See, during the tribulation of our people, they separated themselves from the shame of the tribulations and went to serve other people and other gods, right? So our people are known as fig trees throughout the scriptures. Let's go back to Habakkuk and read that from verse 17 again.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3 and verse number 17. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines.
Right.
The labor of the olive shall fall.
The what?
The labor of the olive shall fall.
It said, and the labor of the olive shall fail, right? And olives are likened unto Israel. olive trees is likened unto Israel as well. Right? Grab the book of Psalms chapter 52 and verse number 8 real quick. And sometimes you gotta just dive up into it, man. Sometimes people just gloss over these things, but no, these things have value and context. We could go into the vine as well, because the vine is likened unto Israel too, up in the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, and Isaiah chapter 5 and verse number 1 on down. He calls us his beloved vine, right throughout that song. But read this.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 52 and verse 8.
Right.
I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever.
You see, and you got to trust, as that olive tree, you got to trust in the Most High God and up in his mercies forever and ever. Because even up in your tribulations, that's still a mercy. It can always be worse. So have that mentality, right? When you're getting ready to have that woe is me spirit, it can always be worse. Right? We don't want it to be worse, but it can get worse. We done seen it hit worse for different people, right? These things are not uncommon amongst men. The Lord said up in the book of Job, chapter 33, that the Lord makes these things oftentimes with men, right? Roughly paraphrasing, right? These things happen oftentimes amongst men, right? So Israel is also likened unto an olive tree and a fig tree and vines, right, of the vineyard as well, right? Let's go back to Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse number 17.
It's Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 17.
Right.
Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall the fruit be in the vines.
Right.
The labor of the olive shall fail, and the fields shall yield no meat.
You see, and even our fields, they don't have no meat. We don't have no substance like that. We don't have no resources. Keep reading.
The flock shall be cut off from the fold.
We don't have that many businesses either, right?
Right.
Our businesses closing at rapid rates, man. All because, and you could check these out per Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15 on down, man. Your basket and your store will be closed, man. Right? Second Ezra chapter 15, man. The storehouses shall be shut down. Right? Keep reading.
And there shall be no herd in the stalls.
And there shall be no herd up in the stalls, man. Even your animals, man, your resources, your businesses, right? Even though all those fail. Read verse 18.
Yet I will rejoice in the Lord.
I will what?
Yet I will rejoice in the Lord.
Yet we should rejoice in the Lord, because it can all be worse. Right? Keep reading.
I will joy in God of my salvation.
I will what?
I will joy in the God of my salvation.
So we got to have joy in the God of our salvation, because it's not going to always be perilous times. We got a whole kingdom in front of us.
All right.
That's the great reward that Christ was talking about in glorying up in your tribulations, man. Right? And going through all these things, you got to be exceedingly joyful. You got to have joy in the presence of the Lord, man. Right? In all his mercies, because it can always be worse. Right? Like our Papa said, at least you woke up this morning.
God.
Right? Anybody else got anything to say?
No, God, that's straight to the point, man. Because we got to remind ourselves and our people constantly that you have to be joyful, right, and of a gladness of heart to serve in serving the Lord. Because in Deuteronomy 28 and verse numbers 46 or 45, right, it says, because thou hast not served the Lord thy God with a joyfulness, a gladness of heart, right? He was going to bring our enemies against us, roughly paraphrasing. So to reverse all that, hey, we got to serve the Most High God, the God of Israel, Yahweh, Shema Mashiach Yahushai. We got to serve him with gladness of heart. That means that you got to be glad to Passover coming up.
God.
You got to be willing to stay late for Passover, man.
Right.
Don't be trying to go home too quick, man. Right? Yeah, for tabernacles, man, you got to go the whole day, the whole 7-8 days, man.
Right.
The whole time.
Straight, if you can.
Straight, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to be willing to go through the feast of dedication, man.
Right.
Right? You got to be willing to, hey, man, I'm finna do first fruits, man. Finna bring in my first fruits. Do what I can. Right? You got to be joyful in doing these things. It shouldn't be, oh, man, Sabbath coming up again.
Oh,
Another
feast day.
I don't know. I kind of want to work, man, but the pastor, man, I do want to clock in. I do want to make that, that time and a half. And now you don't want to come to pastor. That's madness, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're not being joyful or gladness when them high and holy days of the Lord coming up. But why is that? Because you got too comfortable in America.
Right.
You got too comfortable in your captivity. So to reverse all that, hey, man, you got to go 10 times harder for the Lord. That's Baruch chapter 4 and verse number 28.
God.
You got to go 10 times harder because you went 10 times harder in the world, right? Making sure you got your Christmas gifts on time. You made sure you brought you a dish to Thanksgiving. Somebody brought that turkey. Somebody brought that ham.
You made sure to get your nails and hair done for your birthday.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about spa day.
You're right.
On the birthday month, man.
Right.
With 10, that's going 10. That's almost 20 times harder. Right. A birthday month. But how much more for the Lord, man? You got to go 10 times harder. Be joyful and of a gladness of heart to serve the Lord.
And I think you brought up a great point. I know closing now, but you just brought up a great point just in regards to when it comes to those feast days and things, and you trying to balance, oh man, I need the money, but I'm trying to go to feast day. You don't think the Most High put you in that dilemma?
Mm-hmm.
Stop failing.
Right.
He gave them options.
Right.
Stop failing and choosing the wrong one, which is not him.
Correct.
And his holy convocation and his feast days and when we should gather and have to be with each other. All your trials, your tribulations, all your decisions, he put you in there. He put you in that fork in the road. Stop going left. Go right every time. Because he's going to figure it out. He's going to make it a way for you. You know? Because even again, what we need to do with Sirach 4 and 28, we strive for this truth unto death. And the Lord shall fight for thee. So you strive for death. That's your focus. And let the Most High fight for the things that you can't see and make him, let him do his work, what he do. So glorious and great, man.
All right. Let's grab one more just for the sake of it being a Sabbath, because it is a holy day, right? Let's get First Ezra chapter 9 and verse number 50. We're going to read to 53. Yeah, we're not bringing woes into the Sabbath,
right,
or into none of the holy days.
This First Ezra chapter 9 and verse number 50. This day is holy unto the Lord, for they all wept when they heard the law. Go then.
Salakia. They all wept when they heard the law, man.
Mm-hmm.
They were exceedingly joyful to hear the laws of the Lord. But Jake and Eve, they got the spirit. That's what they got up on them, man. Right? Keep reading.
Go then and eat the fat and drink the sweet and send part to them that have nothing. For this day is holy unto the Lord, and be not sorrowful, for the Lord will bring you to honor. So the Levites published all things to the people, saying, this day is holy to the Lord.
Saying what?
This day is holy to the Lord.
Read.
Be not sorrowful.
Be not what?
Be not sorrowful.
We can't be sorrowful on the Lord's holy days, man. All right? On none of them. So don't bring your sorrows. All right? The Lord said, leave them at the door. All right? Up in here, this is a holy convocation. Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises. Shalom.
Shalom. That's the HOI Sabbath class for you.
God. All praises, man.